great, because I missed that part standing in the back. My name is Mizzell. I'm a junior studying international business and finance at the University of South Carolina, and I absolutely love it. Go Gamecocks. Had to make a shout out. I'm here today to talk a little bit about passion and a little bit about people. But since you're at TEDx, you're here today to be involved. So we're going to start out. Everybody, please close your eyes. Think about a problem that's in your community. Think about a problem that's in your workplace. Think about a problem that's in your school. A problem that you may have had the thought, I could change that. If there wasn't this one problem, if I had this one skill, if I had this one ability, this one open door. Everybody got the problem, right? Open your eyes. Remember that. And for me, the problem is hunger. For me, the problem is wasted food. And for me, it started at the University of South Carolina. It was freshman year. I was walking through the hotline at the University of South Carolina Honors Residence Hall. And as any good freshman male would do, I was wondering what they were doing with leftover bacon. But honestly, I love bacon. And so I asked the hotline cook, I said, so what do you do with all this leftover food? And then came the expected but unwelcome response. We throw it away. It's difficult to hear, but something that I would imagine many of you hadn't thought. You're at a restaurant, you're at an event, you're at school, you're at work, and you said, I wonder what they do with this. And chances are they throw it away. So I began to continue to ask, and I asked the cook, and I said, well, can we donate it? She said, no, we've asked before. I said, all right, can I talk to the manager? She said, absolutely. So she brought out Linda. So I began to talk to Linda and share the passion that I had and said, I really want to donate this food. This is something that means a lot to me. Hunger has stricken a chord in my life and in my heart. She said, I'm sorry, we can't do it. I'm actually involved in my local church. I tried to donate this food, but they say we just can't. So next, there's too big of a corporation. We can't do it. There's legal liabilities. I said, all right, can I talk to your manager? And she says, I said, I promise, there's nothing wrong. I just want to talk to you. I want to see that there's someone in every problem that can flip it and say yes. There's always someone who's causing the answer to be no. And all you have to do is find that person and prove to them that it can happen. So she gave me his number. I started calling him. It took 3.5 weeks to get in touch with him. I kept calling, emailing. Finally, he calls me back and says, you're a persistent guy. Yeah, well, this is a persistent problem. And so he said, I'm actually, unfortunately, leaving the university. And so I won't be able to help you. But maybe when the next guy comes in next year, we can get this started. So that's too long. Who can I talk to in the meantime? And that's when he introduced me to Mike Mizzell. And he would become my partner in TEDx, the food corporation, that would help us to donate this food over the next 2.5 years. So I met with him, and I asked him and said, hey, I want to donate this food. What can we do? And he said, I'm sorry, you can't. Legal liability issues. Linda already told me, she told you. I'm not sure why you're still worried about this. We really want to do this as well. We're just as passionate as you are, but we can't. I said, all right, give me a little bit of time. And this is one of the lessons that I learned from this. Everyone said that there was a legal liability issue. I'm neither a lawyer nor a research expert, but it took me about 2 weeks to find the Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Act that has a clause in it called Prepared and Perishable Food Programs, which releases you from all liability if you donate it in goodwill. Of course, you imagine when I found that, I was elated. And so I found it, made a little PowerPoint, as any good college student would, and called Mike and I said, meet me tomorrow. I got something exciting. And he's like, oh gosh, here's Chase again. So I recommend, and I started showing it to him, and basically I got to the final thing. He said, you're released from all liability. And I just stopped. I said, so what do you say? He said, I guess I say yes. So I was incredibly excited to do this, knowing that the difference was because I was passionate enough that I would not take no for an answer. I was passionate enough that it didn't matter what they said, that you kept pushing. If the door was closed, you looked for a window. So the process started. We began to donate food. And now we're up to all the locations on campus, donating to over 8 different homes in the community. In the past 2.5 years, we've donated over 70,000 servings worth of food. Serving 70,000 sounds like a good number, but to put it into perspective, we've fed 70 people 3 meals a day for 1 year. Makes a difference. One man being passionate makes a difference. A student, 17 years old, no resources, no legal background, can make a difference. you can make a difference. The one most formative experience at the beginning of this, and the one thing that will continue to drive you, the first time they came to pick up food, the chef from Austin Wilkes Veteran Society got out, his name was Vaughn. Sometimes I call him Big Beefy because he got a t-shirt that says Big Beefy on it. He got out, and we were donating the food, and we got it picked up and packed and put in the van. And finally he came over and he said, you know what? It's not about the food. Food's delicious. He said, the fact that you and the fact that y'all would take the time to make a difference in our lives, that's what's important. He said, that's what impacted me today. And as you can imagine, I was about brought to tears, I was brought to excitement, I was brought to just pure passion on steroids. So at that point, you could never stop. At that point, you began to fight and to continue and to grow and get every cafeteria in every home. We've got youth homes and veterans homes and transition facilities and homeless shelters, trying to find and pair together groups. So the next value behind passion was people. What's the importance of people? With a program like this, it wasn't something that I wanted to start to be based on myself. Second Servings isn't about a person. It isn't about specific people. It's about a cause. It's about building relationships between people who can help people. So with every beginning cafeteria at home, we brought them together, sat them down at a table, and said, this is your only contact. This is all you need to know. You don't need to know who I am. You don't need to know what the program is. All you need to know is that this person is helping you, and that you are getting help with this person, that you build a relationship, that you share love, that you share laughter, that you share hugs, and that will create sustainability. So a story about that. About 3 months ago, I was walking on campus, and periodically I stopped by, they all pick up about the same time, we've got scheduled on my phone, and periodically I'll stop by and check it out and just see how it's going. So I was behind Capstone, and I walk back and look in, and here comes the man up, just like normal. We get out, take the food, and as we're doing it, I walk over and I say, hey, how's the donation going today? He said, going well, sir. I said, that's great. Now, how's it been going lately? He said, it's going well. So who are you? I said, I just helped start this thing a while back. Thanks for all you do, man. And that was incredible. For me, that was the moment I realized that Mike and I and all the people who've been working on this have been successful. That it wasn't about us. That it wasn't based on processes. It wasn't based on structures. It wasn't based on anything that would fail after a certain time when I graduated, when they leave, when money runs out. It was based on people helping people. It was based on people being passionate, seeing an issue, seeing a problem, and helping each other. I get excited when I talk about that. If y'all can only meet some of these people in the cafeterias, they are the true champions of this program. I was asked actually if one of them could come today, but they couldn't. But they are to be celebrated. If you go to University of South Carolina, please go and tell them thank you. But for me, think back to the problem. The problem you have in your mind. What is it that's holding you back? What is the one thing that everybody says, it can't happen because of this? Because the legal issue didn't exist. It wasn't a real thing. It was something that somebody would put up and say, oh, it's illegal, it's illegal, it's illegal. Fight through that. Be passionate enough to get past that. Be passionate enough to not stop when someone says no. When the door is shut, bust it open, kick it open. That's why you're at TEDx today. Because you're not the type of people who turn around and stop. You're the type of people who open the door, and open the next door, and open the next door, and jump through a window. You will do anything it takes to make a difference. And make sure that along the way, you find the people who are going to help you make that difference. So I finish by saying, be passionate. Never stop. And look for people around you who are going to help you change the world. Thank you.